got to get in where you can fit in, right? I want to show you all something very quick, and then I'll go ahead and talk. These products right here, these products right here. Pay attention to this brand, okay? It look like these. This is a conditioner. This is a shampoo. Um, I hope you see this. Use it for your dog. Do not put that. Don't. I noticed that every time I washed my hair and I used certain shampoos. Now, I have never had a problem with, I had basic tangling. Like now, say this is basic tangling, nothing major, right? I can comb through it for the most part. But I noticed that I would do my hair and wash it, and it would literally, I'll use that product and others like it. And it didn't dawn on me at first, but I would have my hair would literally once using it would lock up like the hair just and it would form knots all throughout my hair to the point it was like I was tearing it out to get the knots. You would have thought somebody put some gum in it or something. See, this is basic comb out. But I'm talking about my hair was in knots where I couldn't do nothing with it but get possibly a pair of scissors and I couldn't understand. And I was thinking, what am I doing that I wasn't doing before? And it dawned on me today. I washed my hair. I had already preconditioned it. So when I got ready to wash it, it should be like this. Well, I put the stuff on here and literally my hair was like, I was like, that's not normal for me. It was almost like I had a bad perm and didn't comb it out for a while. And you know how it like gels, the hair gel together? That's what it was like. And the Holy Spirit is so kind. He ever so gently, and you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to hear nothing. I'm telling you what the Holy Spirit told me. That a lot of these products now are using something that's almost like an acid. You wonder why you can't grow your hair out. I already talked about makeup and stuff. It has aging product in it. Some people take their makeup off and look like they skin and everything just be in ruin, like several different tones. Look at them. They messing with the broadcast. Circles, dark circles under the eyes. They just look bad. And it's not that they were terrible looking people. The stuff has some Asian device, aging. I'm Southern, Aging. And so this shampoo for sure, don't put that in your head. I'm almost angry because I just bought that. And I couldn't figure out because the last time it did the same thing. And I end up cutting off a lot of the front around here. So I've been wearing protective styles. And I couldn't figure out why this was happening. And the Holy Spirit was like, it's the shampoo and conditioner. The conditioner didn't help it. Shampoo didn't. This time he told me, don't even comb through it. Go get another shampoo that you know is, some of your old stuff and wash your hair again. So I took the time out, washed my hair again, and lo and behold, the knots are not there. So it's the shampoo for sure. That I know. Healthy hair is fine. But if they putting stuff in here to literally eat through your hair or follicles and people wonder why they can't grow any hair, check what you're using. Read the back. I don't know if it matter because the ingredients have such um, long, uh, scientific or chemical names that you don't even know what the stuff is. When they could have basically said, ammonia, bleach, acid, whatever they wanted to use, but they come up with these names. Why? So stuff stay hidden in plain view, but yet hidden. All right, I'm done with that part. Please don't use that if you want to keep your hair. When I went to Africa, there was some people who had a beauty shop, but they called themselves the Egyptian shops. And whatever he put on my head was so rock hard. If they didn't have aloe vera, I would have came back here bald. And so what they would do is use something that strips the life and the oils out of our hair. You know, our hair need moisture and oil. So if they strip your moisture, your natural moisture out of your hair, our hair would be like wheat and just fall from our heads, you know? And I want to believe that it was an accident, but I'm just not even sure about that at this stage. All right, so moving on from that, let me come on here. I have a scripture for y'all, and I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my daughter, so I gotta get ready for tomorrow too. So I'm just trying to like do um, kill two birds with one stone. Throw some quick braids in here and get ready to go to bed. Um, I let me see. Where do I want to start? Let me just go ahead and say that I came on here to talk about the fact that um, we don't realize it, but this world now is filled with so much. It's filled with a lot of things, but several things. But this one that comes to mind is all of this. It's like bondage, and I don't think people realize that you can really be in bondage to people, places, and things. Um, Even to fear or whatever. But we're not going to talk about that. I wanted to talk about. I'm running into ladies from all backgrounds. And I'm not saying I would think that men have it too. They might not express it the same way, and men have a tendency to get up and walk out of some things before we will. But I just didn't realize how much bondage we could actually be in to individuals and companies and all that kind of stuff. And we don't know. We didn't know. And you can literally be in something and not even realize it. You just know that you feel hindered. You feel like you're suffocating. You feel like you can't get out. And, you know, especially when we try to appease people to the point that it's like they running all over us. And we trying to work it out. And Yah has already made the determination that he's giving everybody adequate time now to get themselves together. He really has. And you would think that people see what's happening on the face of the earth and would be like, tell me, what does it take? But they not asking those questions. Because, you know, at the end of the day, those that are taking the hokey pokey or whatever we going to call it, okay? Those that are doing that, um, they just trying to save their lives, right? Please don't get offended by my hair. I have things to do today, okay? I got to do everything that I need to do at once. And so I'm really trying to give myself quick breaks, and I didn't blow dry it out like I probably should have. And I put these products up here. Hey sisters, how y'all doing? And brothers that should come. Don't 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 wear this. Don't use that. Don't use it. Something's in that it's not right. And just don't use it. And I thought I'd share that. So aside from that, let me just tell y'all, bondage is real. When we living in a household with people that just they not gonna walk that way, and we so busy trying to call them out to come out of certain things, and we're waiting for them to change to get right. We think if we're nice to them, if we witness to them, if we give to them, they'll somehow they'll figure it out. Maybe they'll be better if we're quiet, if we stay in our room, if we don't bother them. And I really believe that the Father has given so much time to people, and He allowed these calamities to come on the face of the earth for them to see and change, but or to call on Him. But we're finding that even out of all that is on the face of the earth, you still have people that don't, I don't know if they don't see or they don't care. See, we can't point out the people that's going to do, that hokey pokey because they trying to live. Just like we going before the most high, wanting to live also. The difference is that the boat is sinking that we're all on, but those that are in the Father and they're trying to live that way, you have a life jacket where other people or lifeboats that they don't. But we got to keep in mind, though we have life jackets and lifeboats, there's some people that still not going to come. They're too afraid to jump off of the boat that's already sinking. They don't trust the life jacket. They don't trust the boats and being in the middle of the ocean because it's unfamiliar and it's scary to them. And I get it because don't nobody want to be in the middle of the sea or the ocean. But it's either that or go down with the sinking ship and the boat and the people that are going to remain on it. And those that trusted other systems, when somebody said, hey, we coming to save you, and you sit and you wait, sit and wait, or getting on the enemy's boat. And he only take them out in the middle of the ocean to make them leave, jump off, or enslave them some kind of way. He never does what he says he's going to do. But this bondage is real. And I'm going to talk about how, just for a little bit, in your own household, we can be in the bondage to people. We didn't beg them, we didn't cry, we didn't live before them, we didn't pray them through all kind of situations, and yet and still we're the ones in bondage to them. Why? Because we they have convinced us that they have something that we need. For instance, family member, whether it's your spouse, your children, whomever, they up in the house living any kind of way, doing anything they want to do. Some people are so bold and so blatant that they just coming and going as they please, calling you anything but a child of God. Don't want to be bothered with you unless you could do something for them. They don't want to hear you talk the message about nothing. They act like they gonna be okay and they gonna come in. And as soon as you think they are, they back out in the streets again or in the world. And we just allowing these things to happen because we think, we believe that they're going to come in, and we want them to, and we think that this is our family, this is our spouse, this is our children, so they have what we want. And what we really want is for all of us to make it together, right? But what happens when they not even thinking about that? You thinking about it, but they're not thinking about it, not like you are. They ain't thinking about it not at all. They still living their best life, so they think. And we out here holding on to folks that is making our lives literally, I mean, we compromising our own salvation, trying to bring in the rebellious, the rebellious. When people have spouses that clearly are doing everything that the Bible has told them not to do. And we got to understand something. When people make a decision to go contrary to the word of the Most High, they've made a decision. They're doing this. And the Bible has said when you're in rebellion, who are they in rebellion to? The word, to Yah. They are operating under a spirit of witchcraft. And what did he say? Suffer which not to live. We always think that's the person on the scope or the broadcast wishing evil. It's not just them. It's the people sometimes right in your own house. Family members saying all kind of things about you, talking about you, you know, laughing at you, mocking you, taking you for granted, taking your resources. And then all of this stuff, they know you are a worshiper of the Most High. They see this. They see. taking advantage of where they know your wealth comes from the Father, and they play on your intelligence and on your empathy for them, only to turn around, take the resources and things that you give them, food, whatever, shelter, whatever it is, relation, whatever it is, knowing you serve the Most High, and they still do what they want to do, operating in a spirit of witchcraft, rebellion. They don't want nothing to do with the Father. They want you to pray them through, make sure that they good. When they in trouble, they gonna call you because they know you can get a prayer through. It ain't that. They know. Look, the Most High has been answering our prayers because we pray. He knows we love them. He knows that we love these people that live in our homes. He knows that we're trying to work things out, whether it's a mother, a father, an auntie, a brother, an employer. He knows. He knows that these relationships have been with us all these years. These people had time. They have it now. And they don't want the same thing. They want you to pray them through, just like back in the day when we went to church and people believed that it was grandma and them, the prayers of mama and them that was holding them up. And it might have very well been. But the Bible is clear. It says, choose you this day whom you will serve. And they still going their way, waiting on you to pray. Every time they sick, every time they down, you're the person they call. When they get in trouble, you're the person they call. See, they want the benefits of the Most High, but they don't want what goes with it. And that's to live accordingly to His word, to His Torah. And this is the part I never really realized how much you'll be in bondage to that. That's why the Bible tells us again, suffer which not to live. They are operating in witchcraft. What are you doing? Holding on in that sense. Father's like, I'm making this separate. I'm doing this dividing line between you. I already told you that that time was going to come between the wheat and the tare. The Father didn't say, you can come. Yeah, I like you, but you, I don't like. No, he gave them he extended the same olive branch, like the one that answers the call. Hey, when he called you, you the one that turned around and said, me? Yeah, here am I. And but somebody else was like, me? No, you ain't talking to me. I'm gonna do my own thing. I ain't ready for that. I got time for that. I'll get it right later. Is it really real? I got this over here I want to do more so than that over there. Hmm. So I talked to so many women that have just all kind of foundness living in the house. What's in the house? People that won't marry you, you living in sin because they refuse to do what's right. Children that are clearly out of order to everything and everybody. That they get to come and lay in your house. Employers always promising, they always want more than what they give. They got you doing 3 and 4 jobs. Claim won't nobody work. Well, are you giving? What about those incomes that you would have had with those 3 or 4 people? If I'm doing 8 jobs and you can't find nobody to work, well, you should have some extra money to add on to my paycheck for what you're not giving to those 3 or 4 people, because now you're giving it to one. But I don't see that my finances have changed any. You ain't offering no raise. Your ship is still your this establishment of yours is still going because of your few workers, and then they got the nerve to take advantage of the ones that are working. You know why? They don't care. They don't care. They just want you to keep, because it's some people that's got that mentality that they above and everybody else is beneath. Right in your own household, they can believe that you have somebody coming in and out of your house and looking at you like you owe them something. And they do nothing to contribute. And you know what? They won't contribute because you're doing it all. I don't want to put them on the streets. Well, guess what? You ain't gonna have to, because the Most High is gonna make a way, and this is He's gonna make it clear those that are coming and those that are not. Our time is truly winding down. I don't go on no profit. I don't look at many of them because I ain't got time for the stuff they talking about. The day we see a UFO, I guess we just see one, right? But I don't want to hear you talk about that for a whole hour. I don't want to hear you talk about some people trying to stay encouraged, people trying to keep their faith up, people are trying to make it, people are trying to do what they got to do. Let me say this, and then all of this, every time you turn around, it's scarcity. You need to you need to do this. I guess my question is this: if somebody was getting ready to break in, why would they tell you? I'm just asking. I ain't never known no thief to be like, I'm coming in at your house. I'm gonna break in at whatever time. You gonna be at home? Mhm. Enemy doesn't do that. The Father said He's the author of lies. So most likely He'll put stuff in plain view, but it'll look so. It's like we wouldn't even recognize it because He's the master deceiver. It would take the Holy Spirit to unveil or reveal that to you. Like we look at stuff now and it was shown years ago and we just now figuring out some of this. Talking about, oh, when he put it in movies, it was in plain view. No, it wasn't, because anything hidden is not in plain view. If I put a diamond there, yeah, it's there, but if it's hidden under the earth, you're not gonna see it unless you have something else that is exposing or revealing that to you. So I'm just curious, like, why would they put all over food shortage, food shortage, food shortage? See, we back to trusting in our own selves. Ooh. And back here, I did not blow dry back here. Trusting in our own selves for our own stuff. And I just don't think that that's what y'all wanted. Of course, we're wise and we do certain things to sustain ourselves, but we have to trust Him for everything, for everything. So I'm only on here for a second to let you know that when people start walking out or going, or you tried to save it, fiance broke up and went on someplace else, um, you know, boyfriend never did what he was supposed to do. And look, don't look at you. Stop blaming yourself for that. Don't you do it. There's a dividing line out, and it's time. People were supposed to choose the side. Some folks, they just not going to. Maybe some need to be scared to the point that, they was on the cuffs of death. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't. Um, Holding on to these grown kids. Talked about that. These wicked men. I know when they get a certain age, they know better. We can't take folks that don't want to go. All you can do is teach, show them the way. That's it. Talk to them. pray, but I don't know. I think we done did a whole bunch of talking, a whole bunch. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen a lot of people changing, coming out of those places of, sin. They coming out of that. And now they are starting to call on the name of the Most High. They're starting to call on Yah. They're starting. And He's doing that. And it's not just us, because I have a scripture for us. Oh, don't fall. I'm going to read Psalms 50. And I'm sure my daughter will be calling, telling me she needs to be picked up. You know, um, some of these kids need some tough lessons, and some of these men and females do too. I just don't know if this is worth your salvation. Well, where they gonna go? It ain't your problem, because they could have lined up. Remember this, the scripture says, as for me and my house. What do you think he was talking? The person who wrote it was talking about. He was saying basically by any means necessary. That's how we're going to live in this house. Ooh, because it's given, you've dedicated it to the Most High. See, when we think about the calamities and stuff that could come upon our house for letting the rebellious come in here, these people are outright practicing witchcraft and don't even know it. How do I know? Okay, look, they under the curse if they are not abiding by the covenant of the Most High, cussing folks out, rebellious to parents, love of self, love of money, inordinate affections, what else? There's so many of them. Orgies, drunkards, idolaters, fornicators, and you trying to live righteous, following the book, and they in here knowing how you live. They know the word, but they live in foul right in your household. And you got on the wall, as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. For me and my house. So that goes to say that if it's some folks that just made a decision, they ain't gonna do nothing. But you ready to kill the witches that come on the broadcast, stopping them not to live. Does that apply to the rebellious in your household too? I'm just asking. Does it? That's what they doing up in there. Anything they want to do in your household. So now there's a lie. As for me and my house. Nope. Maybe you are. I'm trying to figure out, how can you? If every day, because I'm putting myself here, every day somebody clowning, somebody cussing, going All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, I tell you, I don't like going to pick people up at night. That is, I know these parts are probably crazy in the back. I'm scared to turn around and let y'all see. All right, family, we have to trust y'all in all things. And I think a lot, I believe that a lot of times when we keep our mouths closed and just kind of go with it, and the Father sees, He sees these individuals living in your household, employers, all of that. He knows the level of mistreatment, but we're so busy trying to do what's right. And these people are running amok through your life, household, your employers. My employer told me the other day, I said, look, I gave her a receipt for something that the school needed. It was $10. I never turn in anything. But maybe the father wanted me to turn in so I could see something. Now here this is for the betterment of the school. And she told me she not reimbursing me. We talking about $10, y'all. I pay for just about everything. Every time we go somewhere, do something, enough is enough. I held my peace, but I did make it plain. Then I won't, do that anymore. And this is why I don't turn receipts in because I don't like the confusion. Now, she had a problem with $10. That's my point. Doing a whole lot for people, and they got their own little agendas, selfishness, disrespect. Some of these parents, I've talked to ladies, I talked about this before, kids coming in calling their parents all kind of awful names, laying up, coming in the house, using up all the toilet paper, rude to the other kids in the household. It's such an awful spirit in this world. Like again, I'm gonna say this: the spirit of witchcraft is bondage is like some kind of serpent that wraps around you, and there's no peace. You trying to keep the peace, and these people don't care because they up under something that they can't explain. They doing all of the things that open the door to the enemy and his devices. That's the Father didn't give us the commandments just so we would never be able to do anything. He understood the times that we would be living in. So therefore, he gives you the commandments so that you know. He said, those that follow this, what happens? You get the Deuteronomy blessings. Those that don't do the commandments, they get the Deuteronomy curse. So this is written. So therefore, he had to make sure that he let you know this so that you would stay clear of these things because we have an adversary. We do have an adversary. So if I knew your enemy was going to hold something against you so that he can have his way, I'm going to warn you about it. Now, whether you take heed or not, that's on you. But if you call yourself mine or you call yourself listening to me, you're going to do what it is that you need to do. Because I told you to. Out of respect, you have a covenant with me, and then it turns around that the covenant, as the pastor said, serves you and it's back. It's a reciprocal thing. It's not that all our kids got to be playing or people got to be playing with Ouija boards and with sage or anything like that. No, rebellion, not following the covenant, the commandments. I'm sorry, not keeping the covenant, not following the commandments would definitely open the door to some things, the curses. Why is it that the blood was applied to the houses during the time where the children of Israel were in Egypt? So that the death spirit would pass over. But I'm confused. And now I can kind of understand why he said put the blood on the door. And it was like the firstborn in Egypt passed away because they didn't have the blood. They don't follow the covenant. They're not a part of the covenant. They don't follow the commandments. So apparently that says to me that if we didn't apply the blood and do what we were supposed to do, we could possibly lose a firstborn too. and go through the plagues just like Egypt. Bondage is real. And you're not saying nothing and trying to hold on to people and things. And look, when you get to the place to say, it's as for me and my house, I'm going to do these commandments. I'm going to do them. I'm going to be a part of this covenant. And anybody that can't, the Most High, you handle it. But I'm going to ask that I can apply the blood some kind of way that they don't meet death. But they cannot abide here, not abiding by your laws, because they're bringing stuff to my door. Just like when Jonah was on the boat and he was in rebellion too. And what happened? Swallowed up in the whale. So sometimes, not sometimes, experience will teach people you better get it together. And then some just decide to be wicked and they just out there. You can't do what you want to do. Some wives know their husbands are out there real wrong. Not just girlfriends anymore, but boyfriends. Bringing that damnation into your house, and you wonder why the kids is out of control. People rebellious, and some of the kids is just out of control because they chose rebellion. They went out there thinking they could play with the things of the world and not get dirty and contaminated. Now their spirit is bound and they trying to figure it out and they going crazy in the household. You trying to figure out how to live with them. They get a certain age. We already talked about that. Some stuff we don't want to see happen, like them being put out or whatever, but the Father knows what to do. Give it to Him. Psalms 50. The mighty God, the mighty Yah, even the Lord, even Yah, have spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God have shined. Our Elohim shall come and shall not keep silent or silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very temperate round about him. He shall call to the heavens and from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my believers or my saints together unto me, unto the Most High. Sorry. Those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So it shouldn't be that there's no sacrifice. How how you doing this? And it didn't cost you nothing. No sacrifice whatsoever. Your life ain't changed. Your conversation haven't changed. Your thoughts haven't changed. He said, I'm gathering my people together unto me, unto him, those that have made a covenant with Yah by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness. For Yah is judge himself. Selah. While we over here talking about what the enemy doing, the Father is the judge. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against thee. I am Yah, or I am your Elohim, even, he says, I am Elohim, even thy Elohim. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, no goats out of thy folds. But every beast of the forest is mine, says Yah, and every cattle upon 1,000 hills. It says, know all the fowl of the mountains and the wild beasts of the field. He said, they're his. Yah says, if I was hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine. He's like, what do you need to tell you anything? Everything belongs to the Most High and the fullness thereof. It says, will I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? That's a question. All for it's saying like they were passing all these bulls and goats and all that. That was for remission of their sins. Y'all didn't need that. You don't need to eat no the stuff they was killing or drink the blood. He's not into that. They got that crossed up with Baal or whomever. The Father's saying, I don't need that. Basically, that was for your sin. It says, offer unto Elohim thanksgiving and pay the vows unto the Most High and call upon me in the day of trouble. Now, those that keep the covenant, but unto the wicked, Yah said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? What hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Like you wicked. See, they want Yah to uphold his end, but they don't want to do anything. They want to remain how they are. Wicked. It says, seest thou hatest Jerusalem. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in a minute because she calling now and I ain't even finished my hair. It took me all day to do some things. I'll wrap that up real quick. He says, and I'm in Psalms 50, by the way. I'm sorry. 16. But unto the wicked, Yah saith, or Elohim said, what hast thou to do? What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing that you hatest instruction, casteth my words behind thee. Look. This is what they did. Say, you don't care nothing about what I'm saying. We got people in our household, folks that we work for. And look, whatever these relationships are, they don't care. And we pleading and begging for Yah to bless them and to keep them and save them. They don't care. They cast it. They heard it. They heard it. He says, when thou seest a thief, see, that's how the Father confirmed the word with me. I didn't even read it all. And I was just talking about, does a thief tell you he get ready to break in? Did I not just say that? Here it is right here. For all those that be like, is she really hearing? Yeah, okay. Who was it? Nebuchadnezzar? Was it Nebuchadnezzar? I don't remember who it was that he told to dip in the Jordan 7 times. Everything just might not make sense to you. Not right away. It says in 18:50 and 18, Psalms 50 and 18, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him and has been partaker with adulterers. In this case, he's saying, you out here with all these different folks, you know what they own. You know they steal. You know they lie. You know they cheat on their spouses. Whoremongers. 19, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. They love to lie. They got the nerve to stamp their deceitfulness to the point they lie so they believe it. You dealt with some of those before. We call them habitual liars or perpetual liars. Bottom line is a liar is a liar is a liar. Now stop giving them fancy, cute names. Don't. Oh, he's such a pathological. He a liar. 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Now you got people right in your family, friends, and here you ain't been nothing. They know your prayer life. They know how you pray. They know how you fast. If they didn't know, why they keep calling you when they're in trouble? And then turn around and talk about you like a dog, borrow money from you, and then talk about you like you've done something to them. You paying house note, rent, or whatever, lights, gas, and water. And that same one you asked to get up and do something with her grown behind or his, and they don't want to do anything. They don't even check on you. They don't care nothing because they don't care. They have sold out to other things. And you keep giving and giving. I couldn't understand why everything was breaking. I was like, what? Why is this? Why? I just fixed that. Why this happened? Why? I couldn't figure it out. I'm checking my life. Like, wait a minute. Wait, did I? Did I? And finally, I had to deal with the fact of something I never wanted to deal with. No parent ever wants to do this, or wife. Ask someone to leave that has made it clear to you that they're not gonna line up while you waiting on it. You gotta go. Well, what if they ain't got no place to go? It ain't your business. Cause if I ain't had no place to go, I'ma line up until I do at least. Even if I had to scream in the pillow and punch, a post or a picture of them on the wall, punch a picture down. I'm gonna do what I got to do until I can get up out of there. But somebody to go toe to toe, spouses that really can't even wipe their own tail, and you're out there doing wrong, and you come back and mistreat your wife. You employers that know you got these employees doing three, four different jobs because won't nobody keep working for your raggedy behind, and you won't get a person that is working more pay because you full of greed. Man, some people gonna have to answer, especially you ought to have some control over the payroll. And even if you don't, how come you haven't made a call to somebody and said on a higher end, look, I got some employees that's coming in extra shifts, working all night long, trying to supplement or compensate for the people who didn't show up and don't come. Get these people a little bit more so that they can remain. But no, you make sure you got your bonus, but you don't make sure nobody else taken care of. And then let the person need a day off or sniffle. You want them to go to the hospital and let somebody put their whole glove up their nostril because you scared. But if you had allowed the person to get some rest or paid them so that they can eat better, live better, feel better about coming to the job, man, see, we don't want no accountability. It says in 20, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thy slandereth thy own mother's son. Step families. I don't like to say that, but you know, that ain't your daddy, or that ain't your real brother, or that ain't your real sister, but y'all all raised in the house together. But you got these jealousy issues because maybe they people prettier or smarter or whatever, more skilled at sports, and you got an issue and running your mouth. Y'all all living in the same household, and you just giving people HELL because you think you can. You coming with that and under curse. 21. These things has thy done. And I kept silent. This is the most high. He's like, I ain't saying nothing. I'm giving you this grace that y'all be talking about that, I sin, but thank God for grace. Yeah, that's man-made grace. This kind of grace from the Father. So I'm giving you time to straighten up your mess. I'm giving you time to fall on your face and ask me. I ain't talking about the person struggling to come up out of sin. I'm talking about the individual that they don't see no reason to ever, but ain't my lifestyle. Father side, I kept quiet. I was silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. Like you thought because the Most High didn't say nothing that he somehow confirmed or what do you call it, that he approved of your mess. He condoned it somehow. That's the word. Well, the Most High ain't said nothing with me beating the crap out of this person or lying or taking their finances or up in here rebelling against my parent, eating up everything, tearing up stuff, punching holes through walls, calling my mother bees. And you, it's dangerous. Or I love my wife, but really not tonight. It's me and Stephanie on this one right here. That's why I'm stepping down there to Mary Jane house. Or us wives. Well, I know he gone to work. Let me call his brother up. See, some of y'all, some of these people are foul. Husband can be out here working, driving trucks, and you got the neighbor slipping over. Like, hey, get out of there. Hey, Big Mac, Big Mac. I said, come out of there. Don't care. And you thought because the Most High didn't say anything that it's okay. Well, it feels so good. It must be right. Mm-mm. Nope. He says, I will reprove thee and set them in order before your eyes. See, some of y'all, this is word to you that then went through some trauma with folks that you have tried to work it through. The Father said, I'm going to deal with them. I'm going to set them in order right before your eyes. It says, now consider this, ye that forget God, ye that forget the Most High. He said, you want to forget? You want to forget? It says, least I tear you in pieces. That's what it say right here in 22. I ain't make it up. He said, and there be none to deliver you. Woo, now I can pray, Father, please have mercy on those that have done this. He said, I will tear you to pieces. You want to forget. You want to forget what I set in motion. You want to forget my covenant. You want to act like just because you was walking with me at one time and now you want to get your rocks off and you want to head down the street. And because I ain't said nothing, you pastor, that you got these young girls that you sleeping with, you security guards in these high schools thinking you could get. Oh, I got to get going. Somebody saved y'all. 23, whosoever offer praises glorify me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright, I will show thy salvation. He says, aright will I show the salvation of the Most High. So you mean to tell me I can't be going around here cussing and saying all kinds of stuff? People that talk about God and do a whole video with curse words, and I don't understand. Like, did you not read the same book? I can't. All right, family. On this note, it's hard. Some things that when y'all separate, because the people have the chance. And some of them, he got to do that and break them down so that they'll turn around and get it right, not for you, but for the Most High. That's what I got. Don't stop the process. Throw them overboard. Throw them over, just like they did Jonah. And that's when stuff will stop tearing up in your house, falling apart. When you get the culprit off of the boat, the rebellious one, the one operating or those operating in witchcraft. Now you got to be prayerful about this because I ain't telling you tonight go pack up their stuff and throw it in the front yard. No, the Most High will straighten it out. I'm saying to you, don't go and run back and go get them and weep and sob. I know it's sad or whatever. Just pray for them that the Father will take care of them out there, and you stay encouraged and don't fall subject to being pulled in, because it's a terrible thing that my house is filled with witches. Now, something wrong with me if I allow it. So let's just pray that whatever the Father needs to do, that they come back sitting at the feet of Yahshua and clothed and in their right minds. And that's what we want. So they're no longer cutting themselves, hurting themselves, and everybody that try to help them because they're in the graveyard. Last thing I'm gonna say, somebody's sinking in water. I can't save you if you don't want to be saved. If you put your hand up, then I know you want some help. If you reach for me, if you listen to me when I say grab the rope, But you got some people that say, I'm a swim it. Don't see land nowhere in sight. And you look, they done went down in about maybe the 10 or 15 laps. And then you have others that, you know, they gonna try to do something different, go their own way, and you don't hear from them no more either. And some will fight you in the water. You up on a dry boat reaching for them, and they slap in the water, kicking, beating, let me go. I'm Jerusalem, Ikayalami. Okay, family. I gotta go. Be safe, be careful, carry a taser, carry something. I'm not trying to be funny. Been seeing a lot of strange little activity. We're not gonna be fearful, but let's not be silly either. All right. And so you all stay encouraged, stay up, and don't try to pull people that they're not there. Trust the Father that they'll reach for him when they see that there's nobody to help them but him. Y'all be blessed, and may grace and mercy follow you all today.